Look at us, man. We having a blast. Oh, I don't know. We'll just pick a spot.
I'll just pick a spot.
Oh. Right now, I just want to chill out in the Airbnb, take in some views. So let's head up to the rooftop and we'll have that conversation about my top 5 travel destinations. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Every angle just gets better and better, man. You know, when I first started traveling about 10, 15 years ago, my favorite place in the world, no doubt, hands down, was San Diego. Unfortunately, San Diego has been rapidly dropping from that top spot to about number 4 now, I think, maybe 5. I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I just knew that San Diego was the best place in the world until I started seeing Florida. Just outside of Disney World. Pretty cool, pretty tropical and whatnot. Initially was like, okay, this is cool, this is nice. And then I visited the west coast of Florida. This has got to be the prettiest beach I've ever seen. It's just breathtaking. I mean, wow. Try to keep this camera stable. Look at this. Gee whiz, man. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure glad I stopped here. I don't know. San Diego Beach has some competition out here. I was in Orlando with my family. It was like a family trip. We rented this big like Airbnb thing. We had a great time. However, Tampa is my top destination in the United States. And here's why. I think the white sand is just that powdery, fluffy white sand is just amazing in the Tampa area. Look at how this sand is. It's almost like salt, you know, it's so powdery. You know, there's some people that really rave about Destin, Florida, which is up along the top area. I don't know if that's a panhandle or whatever they call it. I haven't been to Destin yet. That's going to be on my hit list though. And as you go along the coast there, you get that white sand, but you also get the Clearwater, which is why the beach is named Clearwater Beach. You can see the fish swimming down in your feet. It just feels like you're on an island. You're in the United States, but it feels like you're on an island. And I would argue that Florida is one of the few places in the United States where you can actually feel like you've traveled out of the country. I also like the west coast of Florida because it's more family oriented. It's a lot less hustle bustle. You got these cool little communities as you go along the shoreline. It just kind of pop up as you're going. It doesn't really seem like it's something on Google Maps or anything. Like, hey, this is a spot right here. You know, because if you look on the maps, nothing really happening right there. But these little communities exist. And then it just kind of goes back to just kind of a road in a small town, but it has these little districts within the small town vibe. And you can just go all up and down along that coast and get that same kind of vibe. To me, the west coast of Florida is the top place to go, hands down. My second favorite destination is going to be Mérida, Mexico. Mérida Tampa, they both kiss the same type of water. So you get the same type of water. You get that clear, you know, you can see your feet. But in Mérida, you're in Mexico now. So you get that same type of vibe. They've got the boardwalk along the beach, all of that good stuff. I would say the waves are a little bit more choppy, a little bit more unstable in Mérida. But it's still very much family friendly, safe for your kids to go out. You just don't want to go out too far, you know, into the water. But it's a great place to visit. The food is great. You get all of that great Mexican food, the barbacoa. You get the bistec right along the beach there. You've got your asada shops, sopes, micheladas. You got the vendedores right on the beach. You know, you got people coming up to you trying to sell you stuff. Mérida is one of the few places that I've been to outside of the United States that remind me of the United States. Nice. Beautiful. Third one I would say is that I've ever been to is most certainly the Dominican Republic. This is probably going to surprise you because I'm in Puerto Plata right now. My favorite place that I've been to in the Dominican Republic is definitely, hands down, by far, Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo has the comforts of living in the United States. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that they're getting ready to open up an Amazon hub down in Santo Domingo. You've got shopping, you've got good Wi-Fi, good power. You know, the power doesn't shut off as nearly as frequently as it does here on the north side. Empanada de Santo Domingo, que bueno. Which is one of the reasons why the north side drops down for me in the DR, is because of the power outages. Is it a deal breaker? Absolutely not. I'm not going to say that. It's not a deal breaker. It's just not in my top 5 because I got to have access to power. Okay, my fourth pick. This one probably won't surprise you guys either. It's going to be Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, unfortunately, the reason why it's not in the top 2, even though I love Phoenix and I love going there, I've got friends there, as I've talked about in a previous video, but the problem with Phoenix is there's no beach access. You're in a desert. That's the only thing that drops Phoenix down for me. Other than that, I would love to live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I could see myself living there still. Now, it is really close to Mexico, so it's nice for that. But again, that's why it's in the top 5. It's like, it's got that con, but it's got this pro, but it's got this con. But that's the reason when it's not in the top 2. My 5th pick is actually going to be not too far from Tampa, Atlanta. Atlanta is a great place for a lot of reasons. It's got an international airport. There's a great diversity of people there, a strong African-American community, but also a lot of other ethnicities there. Incredible food. It's really close to Florida. It's not terribly far from the beach. It's maybe a 2-hour flight to get to Tampa, maybe a 2.5 hour flight max to get to Orlando. And then boom, you're connected up. You can go to any beaches you want. Anywhere in Florida that you live, I believe you're something like 2 to 3 hours from a beach. Florida is one of the few places in the United States where you can see a sunrise and a sunset in the same day. And I'm going to put that on my bucket list to do. I'm going to go to Florida for the sole purpose of watching the sunrise and then going on the West Coast and watching the sunset. That would be awesome. All right, so let me try to rank these really quick, the top 5. Definitely, I think number 1 is going to be Santo Domingo. That's probably the place I'm most likely to live if I leave Omaha, is Santo Domingo. Number 2, if I stayed in the United States, would definitely be Tampa, Clearwater. I could see myself living there. It's a great, great place. Tons to do, prices are great, diversity. It just checks all the boxes. Mérida, Mexico would be number 3. Mérida, Mexico is one of those special places, man, where everybody feels welcomed. The food is great. You know, I could probably live there for under $1,000 a month. It's a great place. I would actually live there. Yeah, I would live in Mérida. It's close to Cancun. You know, take the little 3-hour drive or whatever to Cancun, fly to Mexico City. And you got the pyramids, man. The pyramids are amazing over there. Such a great view. All the pyramids. It's a great place to be. Number 4, I'm gonna say Phoenix. Phoenix, I think, is number 4. Very, very, very viable place to live. Great airport. An airport flight from a lot of things. And then number 5, I'm gonna say is, if money was no object, I would go San Diego. But since money is an object, I'm gonna go with Atlanta. Yep, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta because I got the airport. I'm much, much closer to Tampa. And I'm close to a lot of great cities. If I'm going to ignore finances, I would, instead of San Diego being an honorable mention, I would say San Diego would be number 5 if money were no object. But San Diego is an expensive city. Carlsbad, one of my favorite places to visit, very expensive. I love the views, I love the aesthetic of San Diego, but so painful how expensive everything is. All right, so let me know, what are your top 5? I would love to hear places you have actually been and your actual experience there. And I plan to do more unpacking these places because there's a lot of reasons why I like these different places that I wasn't able to cover in this video. So let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and follow this channel. Turn on the notifications so that you get the latest updates when I drop these videos. I'm gonna try to start dropping every single week. All right, but that's gonna do it for this video. It's your boy Deon. I'm hanging out in Puerto Plata. You got the port right behind me. It's called the Silver Port. You see it shining back there. It kind of looks gray. Puerto Plata, baby. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.